Time for what?
Time for what?
Experience in college.
Time for reinforcement.
Time for liftoff!
Welcome to College for All, where nothing is impossible unless you think it is impossible.
College.
My college scholarship.
Yes.
Boom.
College ran by real fast.
You hung in with the best college.
First time for everything.
Well, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Let's do this thing.
Genius, let's do this thing!
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. And you may be in different venues right now, or periods, or mindsets about when do I start college? How do I start college? Do I go test out? There are more questions than answers out there. And you just got to know it's okay. Guess what? Even when you are old like me, very proud being over half a century old, you still have questions, and that's part of the journey. And so I think just to tell all the parents, guardians, counselors, even those college reps, I know you have some questions out there too. And our most precious folks out there, our students, it's okay if you don't have all the answers, but the key thing is moving forward to getting some answers little by little. So it's not so cloudy. And one person to share their journey about how to move forward. Welcome again. We have Mia. Welcome, Mia, back to the show.
Hey.
So Mia, you already have gone to a college tour. You have attended some workshops, how to do college search. So today we decided as a team that we're going to talk about exploring colleges. So for those kids, because, you know, our parents or guardians who may not have certain student information systems at their school sites, what's a public one that everyone can use, that you've used, that you kind of want to give a shout out, and what makes it great, and what's some other resources to use?
I, number one, always start with the college's own website. Number one, because that's where you get the most formative and most recent information is their websites. And also, if it looks bad, you kind of get an idea of what they care about. And if it's unorganized, then you kind of already know some things that are going on in school. That's a really big one. Also, you can find your college reps who you can email about more information. There's always going to be great information on that website.
No, I think a lot of times students forget two things. They'll go to the main website, and if a school, I think you and I talked about Syracuse, there's so much. There's an undergrad where you get your bachelor's degree, a graduate program where you get master's degree or above. Like they even have an amazing law school. That's where President Biden got his law degree at. You could get lost, and there's two ways that I kind of guide students, like click on admissions, click on undergraduate, click on first year freshman, or use the search menu. What are some certain areas that you click to help you to find information about your major, or just even like the social scene, whether you like it or not?
You might have to do a little digging, but I know for like seeing dorms, you can go to student life, or there's something from student life or academics. And then from there, you could find, sometimes it's a little complicated, but from there, maybe there's I've seen some dorm tours on some websites or dorm pictures, or club lists are always really fun to find. And then for academics, usually I just go to major. And then when I find my major, usually there's a teacher that is listed. I go click on the teacher, or I click on like their rubrics or whatever that they have there to just see what they're actually doing. That's really helpful.
Yeah, and I really encourage, just to let you guys, what I tell my beautiful students and to our audience is I've even had my own children email some of the professors at some of the school, because, you know, some of my own children are fine. They don't have a relationship. Let's be honest, most people do have an amazing time when they do have a relationship, if you are a lover of learning, and to contact them. But like, yeah, like I was as Mia was talking, was just on Syracuse website, and was just randomly clicking into a major. And even if you don't want to talk to a professor, like, okay, you're scaring me right now. But just want to let you guys know you can. But you'll see courses like, I'll see like, oh, Caribbean Society since independence. seminar on social change. And that's just in one major, right? So I think that's something that's really cool. What's something that was really cool that you found on a website that you were surprised that you found?
I think one time I did some digging and I found the campus's food menu.
Yes.
It took a lot of digging, but I got there somehow, and it was really fun to see what was being served that day. And sometimes they had reviews of the food, which was awesome, and they had the ingredients list, so that was really cool too.
Food is a big deal. Whether you're having a good day or a bad day, and we all have that, but when your stomach's happy, it helps. It really helps. And also what helps from the pandemic, and it's not going away, virtual tours, virtual panels. So just click on that admissions website page, and there's a lot. And yeah, if a school's not going to dedicate a lot of information, especially for incoming students, about outcomes, about affinity groups, et cetera, then that's a question to see for you to ask that rep. You could just type in college rep to find out who is your rep for your regional area, or understanding the priorities of that school. Now, you were recently introduced, Mia, to a website actually sponsored by College Board. It's free for everyone, called Big Future. So there is a site on there that we played with, and they just recently this year uploaded their college search section. So what were your thoughts when you were playing with that?
I thought it was really cool because I didn't know about it. The affordability, little bar is really cool, and that I will be using that a lot. I didn't know about it, and now it's awesome.
No, I think it's really important, right? It's one of the only websites that shows affordability. You'll hear on past podcasts, you could do net price calculator. That's hard for a student or a parent to do that, especially if, and I'm speaking from experience, if you come from blended families, do those net price right away. So, because they're going to look at both of your guys' households to check out that information. But yeah, it's nice to have a guide, right? The affordability was 65, 75. So how does that feel for you as a student when we'll talk in a minute about another college search where there's a college search where you see schools, but you don't know what the affordability of a school is, versus here on Big Future, you could see okay, they meet 75% of need or 90% of need. How does that feel for you as you're searching, knowing that information, and then when you don't know that information?
I think that's always on the top of my mind, other than, getting into college, is that affordability part. And knowing or having a tool to know the affordability or how much financial aid you can get is a really good step. And I think that narrows down a lot of schools. It makes your search a lot easier if you have a specific range that you need to fit.
No, it really does. And the key word is financial need met. Financial need met. If I put in a random school's name on here, whether you're doing on College Board, College Scorecard, they'll give you a percentage of often how many students receive financial aid. Well, just to let you guys know, if I gave you $1, you got financial aid. If you only got loans, you got financial aid. So you always want to ask your rep, what's a percentage of students that meet their financial needs are met? Really, really important questions. If you're one of those fortunate households where you don't have need, but you like to have discounts, right? If you like your coupons, you guys probably think, do you even know, Mia, what a coupon is?
I know what a coupon is, yes.
Oh my God, thank God. Okay, I'm not that old yet. But right, if you want a discount, what's called Merit Aid, how many students get awarded Merit Aid, right? So I think that's something that's really smart to do. Now, Mia, at your school site, you do have a system called SCORE. Some schools have a thing called Naviance, some have Maya Learning, et cetera. So what are your thoughts, and what is a tip, I think, to motivate other people to do this? Because, the reason why I think we're so blessed of having you as a junior is that a lot of people think, oh, I'll just wait till the summer before college. And I know there's so much, but we want to hear from you. What motivates you to use these systems? And, what are some things like for your fellow SCORE folks out there? What are some key tips for them to use? And how do you get motivated to do this work, even though you're bombarded with work and life?
I think sometimes, like when I first learned about SCORE, it was really fun to just like click around and find all the details and search for schools, and filling up that list can actually be kind of fun sometimes. But like when you're swamped with work, it goes to the back of your mind. But I think just taking time to like look at SCORE or just whatever college system you use, to just go and check their videos or check their acceptance rate or play with all the systems that filter out schools, like that seems to be really fun, or like it works. I mean, and there's not all the best information on there, but it gets you started to where you can look at other of the resources that we have named to go find that information.
No, yeah. Like I remember we were just talking about Bryn Mawr campus, and like what Mia's seeing, but you guys can't see on Google Map. I would say, oh, check out Bryn Mawr, which is a really well-established all-girls school. And a lot of times people sometimes freak out, like, what? All girl? And, and on the Google Map, you could see like, well, hey, there's other colleges like Haverford, right? Or Rosemont College or Villanova, right? So there's different types of diversities, or like how I think like a lot of counselors say like, how far are you from the airport, right? Like, is it a pain for you to get to the airport or to a major city? So that's something that's really good. And I love that advice you give, just a little bit a day. Just a little bit a day, right? So that's really important. Now, you use some other more entertaining stuff that I often say while you floss your teeth, because let's just be honest, not enough people floss their teeth. I know Mia does. What is another resource that you use?
I think YouTube is a really fun resource because, not only do you get straight on, like from the campus, you could find other people's sites, but showing from like the YouTube from like campuses shows what they're trying to put out there, and they always usually do like really fun things, and it's also like what tells you what's going on at the school, and it's fun to just watch the videos because usually they have like the same person who does it at the same time, like who does news reports or whatever, so it's really fun to see that.
No, yeah. I mean, like I was just scrolling down all the videos from UC Irvine, which is one that Mia introduced me to. And I didn't know. And I talked to the reps annually that they have professors that do UC Irvine podcast. Because like, Mia, do you know, like if you do listen to the Genentech podcast or the UC Irvine podcast from the professor of pathology at UCI Health, that you could put that down as an activity actually on your UC application and even Common App?
I didn't.
Yeah. So sometimes, a lot of times students, I feel like, oh, I have to do this internship, or I gotta, be a TA or whatever it may be. And if you love it, do it. But also too, you have to show, like, a lot of our alums will say like, hey, that's something that you really need to kind of look at and do, right? And then also too, Mia's like, okay, I want to put a challenge. So hopefully our listeners who are not driving, who are not walking on the street, but maybe you're listening to this, maybe you're near another device, or you could open up another browser. And I want you all to put in a new school. Right. And what I want you to do is I want to share another social media that our wonderful youth don't use. You don't have to create an account, right? Known as Twitter. And what I want you to do, so right now I'm typing in Twitter, and I'm typing in this new school that I introduced. Mia, after today, did you ever learn about Bryn Mawr?
No.
No. Right. So it's a school that has amazing financial aid. Great success stories. Look at their LinkedIn account. But it's something, LinkedIn, you can look at that, but you have to create an account. I know some people are like, I don't want to do one more thing. So right now, I didn't log on to Twitter account. And I just put Twitter and the name of a college.